To be able to quickly interpret the data here, we want to notice what form this is in. Now, they put it in a slightly different form than what we're going to find, but let's go ahead and start by looking at the program function. So we can go to alpha, cosine, get right to the f's, and we know it's quadratic, so we'll choose option 2. And of the 3 kinds of quadratic forms, vertex, standard, and intercept, this one most closely resembles vertex form because notice it's to the second power, this binomial. Whereas standard form, it's just the leading term is to the second power, no parentheses, right? And then intercept form, it's 2 sets of linear quantities being multiplied. One quick tweak we can make, we see that this is plus k at the end. So let's take this positive 128 and put it here at the end. In other words, we have p equals negative 0.012, and I'll just rewrite everything else here, including the plus 128. So the vertex is, keep in mind you do the opposite of the x coordinate because of that minus. So we have 9.17 comma, and then the y coordinate, you just keep it as is. You don't flip the sign, 128. Okay, and they're saying, during which year does Japan reach its maximum population? The fact that this is a negative a value means this parabola opens down, and we found the vertex is this 9.17 comma 128. So that is the maximum. This is the maximum output, which is the population, the y, but this is the time that it takes to get to that maximum. Well, if it's the number of years before 2000, if it's negative for t, and it's the number of years after 2000 if it's a positive t, since we got a positive value for t, 9.17, we're going to say it's 9.17 years after the year 2000, or really after January 1st. 9 years later would be 2009, more specifically January 1st, 2009, and then that decimal of a year just puts us further into the year 2009. Regardless, the answer is 2009. A way you could have done it with Desmos, so let's go to the upper right corner here. And remember, if you had any other functions from a previous question, you click the gear icon and delete all. We could have just typed this in knowing that really the p is like a y. So we'll say y equals, and then we'll type everything in as we see it. And we'll change t to x. And then you could go to the keyboard. I just like doing Shift 6, which does the caret function so that I could put the exponent of 2. And then now let's go ahead and look here. We'll go back so I can actually see it. We'll zoom out a bit. Okay, that's pretty good. I might zoom in. And then I'm going to try to find where the vertex is. It looks like right about here it peaks. Oh, good. It gave me that same ordered pair that we referred to. I could click here if I want it to be over here. I could click label if I want. And the concept is the exact same, where 9.17 represents how many years after January 1st, 2000. And we still get our answer as 2009.